Hey, it's Combat Painter, Winter Tabletop Baseball channel. And what I'm doing today is a tutorial on using IScore. Now, my last tutorial was about setting up the game with the lineups. And I showed you how to do that. Now what I'm going to show you how to do is play a couple innings and how to manipulate and how easy it is to work at using this as your scorebook, your scorecard, if you will. I'm going to get started right now. So really not about the game I'm playing, although you'll see the game unfold. It's more about showing you guys how you manipulate. So the program. So now we got New York at the Red Sox. This is the '86 World Series. This is Game 5. The actual pitchers, Gooden versus Bruce Hurst, and Hurst is on the mound. We're at Fenway Park, and I'm using fast action cards. And it's at the plate. It's Lenny Dykstra. You can see it right there. So I pull out Dykstra, and let's see. It's going to be a pop-up to the right side. Bill Buckner calls for it. So you hit out, as you saw me do that just now. I hit out, and you know what? I'm going to see if I move these. There we go. I think a little bit better. There you go. Okay. So I hit out, and then it gives you a bunch of choices. It's a pop-up, so I'm going to go infield fly. And you eventually, after doing this a few times, you learn where everything is, and it goes much faster. And first base. Done. That's one out. The outs are up here, top of the first, and the next batter's Tim Tuffle. This is going to be a ground ball to Wade Boggs across the diamond. So that's you hit the out at the bottom. You go to ground out. You go to 5, 3, and 2 away. Now coming to bat is going to be Keith Hernandez batting from the left side. And Bruce Hurst on the mound for the Red Sox. Game 5 of the 1986 World Series. It's going to be lifted to swung and lifted to left field. Jim Rice is out there. So I'm going to hit out, and then I'm going to hit pop fly. I'm going to hit left field, out number 3. All right, so now let's say I want to, Wade Boggs is up. Let's just say I want to pinch hit for him. Well, I just hit on the little batter, Wade Boggs. And it gives me a choice. I can bring in anybody I want, and I just click on their name, right? Let's say I wanted Mike Greenwell to bat. I just click on him. It'll give you the information of what's happening. Select a substitute for Wade Boggs, the lineup. And I would hit Mike Greenwell, and I hit save. And it would work that way. So let's see what happens with Boggs here. Dwight Gooden on the mound. Control. Control. Wade Boggs. Let's get his card. And then it lines it center field. And that's a base hit. Line drive. Center field for Wade Boggs. So he gets the Red Sox started with a single to center. So let me cancel that out. I went a little bit fast. So it's in play this time, right? It's in play. And he hit a single. It says hit single. And then it says what happened to the batter Wade Boggs, and he held up at first. He didn't try for second. There wasn't an error to allow him to continue, and so forth. Now, let's say Wade Boggs wanted to steal second. I hit the runner, and then it gives me a choice. He's safe at second, and then it'll give me pass ball, stolen base, wild pitch. If there's a balk, there's actually a miscellaneous down here. But that's pretty simple to do that. Marty Barrett is the next batter. Marty Barrett. second baseman for Boston. Here's the pitch from Gooden. And Barrett. Let's see what happens. Fielder Gold. Gotta check and see what kind of center fielder my the Dykstra is here in the cards. Not letting me lift them up. No, and that's going to be a ball slips through for a single, and stopping at second is going to be Boggs. So the first two batters get singles. So that was a single. Again, let me cancel out. I'm going a little bit fast. So you go hit in play, right? In play, and single. And then it's going to ask me what happened to the runner that was on first base, Wade Boggs. Well, he stopped at second, so I put he held up. And then what happened to the batter, Marty Barrett? He held up. And first and second, nobody out. And up is Bill Buckner. So Gooden sets and deals. Here's the pitch from Buckner. See what happens. Buckner. Foul tip. And he's still at bat. Gonna pull another card. 2, 3, 4. Runners on base. Yes. So we're gonna have to look at what happens here with runners on base. Special occasion. Could go to a special subchart. And Gary Carter is not. Otherwise, wild pitch. That gets over Gary Carter's head, and everybody's going to move up. So this gives me an opportunity here to show you exactly how you would do that. So it's a wild pitch, right? And both runners are going to move up. So I hit on Wade Boggs, and I'm going to move him to third, and it's going to ask me how that happened. And then it gives me choices. So then I see right there, wild pitch, right? And then what happened to the next batter? Well, he moved up, and I'm not going to put wild pitch again because that'll probably give him credit for the second one. But I'm just going to make him move up. There's a lot of different ways. Held up, second base. I could even put held up there. Yep. So it really doesn't matter so much. I just don't want to hit wild pitch again because then it's going to probably Dwight Gooden's going to get 2 wild pitches on his record. So I don't want to do that. So it was really one wild pitch that allowed both runners to move up. They're still up here. It tells you the outs. There's still nobody out. We're in the bottom of the first inning. The batter is Bill Buckner. The pitcher is Dwight Gooden. Pitcher is Dwight Gooden, and now here's a pitch to Buckner again. Okay, and that's popped up to the right side. Infield fly, and calling for it is Keith Hernandez. He's under it, and both runners are going to hold up on that. So now there's 1 out. So Bill Buckner pops up with second and third, nobody out. There's 1 out now, and it's Jim Rice. Here's the pitch to Jim Rice from Dwight Gooden. And that's popped up also to the right side, but this time it's going to be Tuffle. And Tuffle gets it. Both runners are going to have to hold, so that's 2 outs now. So after allowing the first 2 runners or batters to hit singles, Dwight Gooden now gets the next 2, Buckner and Rice, to pop up. Okay, so the next batter is Don Baylor. Don Baylor. See what he does. Here's the pitch to Baylor. And that's hit into the gap. And that's going to roll to the wall. And that's going to score 1. Boggs comes in. Barrett comes around third. He's going to score. And that's a double. So you hit in play. You go to hit double. right? And it says, what happened to the runners on third base? Well, he advanced to home, advanced by batter. What happened to the runner that was on second base? Advanced by batter. And then what happened to the Don Baylor? Well, he's going to stop at second base. So he's on with a 2-run, 2-out double. Don Baylor coming through big time here for the Red Sox at home at Fenway, 1986, Game 5. The series tied at 2. And it's Dwight Evans, the batter. Okay, and that's a lifted to center field. Dykstra in a few steps for out number 3. So you hit out and fly out. You hit Dykstra, and there you go. Now let's just say I want to see what just happened. Well, let's look at it. Okay, so it was Boggs who hit a single. Then it was followed by a single by Barrett. Then they both moved up, right, on a wild pitch. And then it was an infield fly. Infield fly for Buckner, infield fly for Rice. And then that's when Don Baylor came up with a 2-run double. You can see it there. And then Dwight Evans flied out to center for out number 3 and the end of the inning. So you always have that you can go to. So this is a great system, man. It keeps track of everything for you. It helps me, you know. It helps me because, you know, I'm scatterbrained and I get distracted and sidetracked. So, you know, it keeps everything in order for me and it keeps all the data for me. And it gives me a really nice box score at the end. And I can use that to look at it. So I just wanted to show you guys this. I want to keep this a short, I can do one more inning or maybe one more half inning because we're at the top of the second. I'll do half an inning in New York. Gary Carter, the batter. All right. So here's Carter. Pitcher is Bruce Hurst. 95, 5. Okay. 3-6. And here's the pitch. So one hopper through shortstop. And so no, it seems like the shortstop, Spike Owens, comes up with it. And he throws over the head of Buckner, and that's going to be a 2-base error. So Carter is in at second base, so it's in play. It's an error, shortstop, and he's on at second on same error. There you go, Gary Carter on at second on an error by Spike Owens. Dove for the ball, picked it up, and he had more time than he thought, and he threw it over Bill Buckner's head. Rolled around out there. Dwight Evans had to corral it and then got it in, and Gary Carter made it to second base. So it's a 2-base error on the shortstop, Spike Owens. And the next batter is Darryl Strawberry. So let's see what happens to Darryl Strawberry now. And that's a ball 4. So Strawberry walks, and he's on at first. It's Ray Knight now with runners on first and second and nobody out. Ray Knight, Mets third baseman, 1986 World Series. See what happens. And that's a deep shot into the gap, and that's going to roll around out there. And hustling around third is Gary Carter. He'll score, right? And Strawberry will score, and that's going to be a stand-up triple. The throw is nowhere, not in time at third base, not nearly in time. And Ray Knight's on with a 2-run triple. The game is now tied. Next batter, Kevin Mitchell. Runner on third. Nobody out. So the Mets are going to concede this run. It's still early in the game. I'm sorry, the Red Sox are going to concede this run. 45. And that's 2, 3. So he is. So that's a wild pitch. So that one gets away from Hurst, and that's going to score Knight. So you hit on Knight. He's going to go home on a wild pitch, and lets the Mets lead it now by a score of 3-2. 3-5. Kevin Mitchell's still at bat, and he chops one to second base. Barrett. That's an out, ground out. Barrett to Buckner, and that's out. That's for the first out, one away. Next is going to be Mookie Wilson. Mets have taken the lead here with a 2-run triple and then a wild pitch. 4, batter. And that's going to be a deep shot by Mookie Wilson. The Mook. It's a slugger. My goodness. And we're going to look at that one. That's going to be off the wall. And Henderson's going to play it in quickly. And Mookie's going to be at second base with a double. So he holds up at second base. So Mookie Wilson with a double. And one out here in the top of the second. Mets are up 3-2. Next batter, going to be Rafael Santana. Here's the pitch from Bruce Hurst. Oh. That ball is lined and caught by Barrett. So that's an out, line drive. Barrett, there you go. Runner on second held up. And it's Lenny Dykstra. Top of the order now for the Mets. Lenny Dykstra. Dykstra is 0 for 1. He hit a ball in the infield earlier on, grounded out in the infield. Doesn't really tell me where there. Lenny Dykstra. Here's the pitch from Hurst. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Dykstra goes down swinging. And that's it, guys. That's it for the tutorial. I just wanted to show you a little bit of how to run this. This also tells you about what happened here. I don't use this very much. Mookie Wilson hits a medium line drive for a double. And then Rafael Santana hits a line drive to second base. Marty Barrett for an out. And then Lenny Dykstra strikes out. So this kind of recaps what just happened in the game. I don't know if this... Oh, you can manipulate this too as well. There you go. You go back and see and do a recap, right? The inning started. I'm pretty new to this too, believe it or not. The bigger the screen, let me tell you, this is an iPad. It's a 10-inch, 9.7-inch iPad. You can get them for about $80. I started off just using my phone. It was a little bit small, so you don't get a lot of bells and whistles. You don't get this section. You don't get this section on your phone. All you get is the middle, the center. So I used that for about a few months, and then until I finally said, hey, this program is, I got really, comfortable with it, and I said, this is a good program to use. So let me kind of scale up a little bit, and I got the bigger screen TV, if you will. I went to the 8-inch or 7.9, I believe it is, something like that. And I said to myself, man, I really want the larger screen, and I'm real happy with the larger screen. The letters, the words are much bigger, the names are much bigger than the 8-inch screen, and I'm much happier with this, so I'm showing this off a little bit today. And here you can go, let's see what happened. The inning started off. Strawberry, Dwight Evans, okay. Gary Carter reaches base due to an error on shortstop Spike Owens. That's what happened there. Second on an error by shortstop Spike Owens. And then Darryl Strawberry's walk, so it was first and second. Then Ray Knight hits a medium line drive for a triple. Ray Knight scores on a wild pitch. Kevin Mitchell grounds out on a throw to second base, Marty Barrett. And Mookie Wilson hits a medium line drive for a double. Rafael hits a line drive that's caught by Barrett. And then Lenny Dykstra strikes out. So that gives you the recap of everything that happened in the previous inning. So that's it. That's going to be my my tutorial for using this in a game and the bells and whistles. You know, I still use old school, and my old school is right here. I'll show you. So you can have this, right? You can have all these bells and whistles, or you can have this. This was game 3. And this one, the Mets won it 2-1 with Gary Carter home run in the bottom of the 6th inning. You can see that right there. Gary Carter, kind of sloppy stuff. And, you know, it is what it is. I would have to put in all the data for the pitchers. I don't do that. I mean, guys like to do that. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I just, it's all done for you here. I get to play. I get to focus on the game. All right? So that's it. Combat Painter signing off. Adios. Hasta la vista. Talk to you soon. All right, and I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to do is substituting. That's the next tutorial I have to do, how to substitute and so forth, bring in relief pitchers. But that has to be later on in the game. All right, so take care now.